Now, typically when a team wins the World Series, we end things and move on to a different challenge. Should that happen, I'm not guaranteeing anything because I'm intrigued in my team still. But who knows? Maybe we start a third one because chat's been on an absolute tear, to say the least. That said, a look at the numbers so far here in the playoffs for chat's team. Richie Christensen has played out of his mind. Let me actually move back over here and move the webcam back over. I need like a fucking third and fourth scene. Christensen, ungodly. 21 innings pitched, 6 walks, 20 Ks. Yuri Perez has been solid. Matt Harmon has been fantastic through the 9 innings pitched. Jim David, you need to see more of that Cy Young winner. Avi England. Avi got ripped apart now. Excuse me. I'm allergic to the bullshit. In terms of the bullpen, again, Elliott, Morion, not too great. Everyone else has at least been okay. Chad's gotten really good pitching so far in this postseason. In terms of the catchers, the switch to Tyrone Ray was the right way to go. Ray has been tremendous so far. No doubt about that. At first base, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Michael Chavis, for that matter. Chavis has been great. Vladdy has been what you need from a player of his caliber. Gavin Lux has been fantastic. I get that his overall finally started to dip. He has been absolutely fantastic. No other way to put it. John Slaughter, of course, was benched for Chavis. Rightfully so. At shortstop, Robert Sposato. He's unbelievable. He is destroying worlds, is Robert Sposato. In left, Spencer Steer. If he wakes up, it's GG's. If he wakes up, it is GG's. End of story. He's been okay. He hasn't been amazing, though. Sedan and Floyd Horton have both been very good. Raphael has been outstanding. Horton has been shockingly good at the plate. And then Juan Soto in right. The worst hitter on the team. That's still in the typical lineup. Hilariously enough. But again, you can't bench Juan Soto at this stage, right? Like you got to let it go. It's Juan Soto. If he wakes up, it's GG's. The opposition in this World Series is a team that we are very, very familiar with, chat. It is a team that I have been keeping my eye on this entire time. And it's also the team that you controlled in our last series. The Colorado Rockies. Led by Anthony Solometo and a couple of other really strong starters. But they only have the one true ace in Anthony Solometo. Relievers, Howard Wesley. It drops off a bit from there overall-wise. Closer, Bertram Barrett. Dino Acosta not playing, but Felipe Rivas is there. They also have Prelanda Baroa, who they tried to trade to you guys 17 times. Catchers, Frank Ortega and Leland Doughty. First base, Matt Mervis. Oh, my God. Okay. Second base, there you go. Miguel Vargas, that makes sense now. Third base, Norris Webster, Darren Weston, Jacob Berry. Yep. Okay, it's starting to make more sense. They're not even playing Sal Stewart at the major league level. Shortstops, Jordan Lawler and Arjun Namala. In left, Hiroki Yamazaki and Reggie Dawn. They're not even playing Andy Otto in the majors. 2 years left of arbitration time for Yamazaki. Center field, Robert Calaz and Parker Meadows. And in right, Christian Vaquero. Two great teams with a lot of star power, a lot of firepower in general. 7-game series. Who will be the champions in 2032? It is game number 1. Chat does have home field advantage. You look at the overall numbers there, by the way, you guys have them beat in both batting average and ERA so far. We'll see if it matters. The Kingdome is the site. It's got to be Jim David. You got to see if you can trust the 2-time Cy Young winner. Has to be Jim David. If it's David, Perez, or Christensen at near full energy, it has to be one of them. There's just no denying that. So David is in. So we move back over. Let's take a look here. Again, DH. It actually has Tyrone Ray in by default, which is good news for you guys. Gavin Lux doing very well. Tyrone Ray is still hitting the fucking lights out. Spencer Steer barely ahead of Horton. Vladdy will be ahead of Steer. Soto again at a 240. Has a worse average than Michael Chavis. And then Sposato up top. Game 1 of the World Series. We normally jump in to watch the introductions and such, but we've seen it all before. The old saying goes, act like you've been here before. We know chat's been here before. Not with the specific team. This particular team, chat's been here before, though. Game 1. Will Jim David return to form? Gets out of some early trouble as a runner's thrown out at home. 2-out walk for Lux. Rafaela can't bring him in. Mervis is on. Vaquero down. Doughty can't bring him around. 2-out single for Horton. Chavis can't do anything. 4-1 to hits for the Rockies so far. Bottom of the 3rd. A walk for Sposato. Ray can't do anything. Lux gets Sposato to 3rd. Rafaela can't bring him home. A pitching duel. Who will find the breakthrough? 2 on, 1 out for Chavis. Down. Soto. Down. Man, Soto's been a frustrating player, and he's not even my player. 2 on here against David. Webster down. Vargas down. Bottom of the 5th. Gavin Lux, a 2-out double. Rafaela can't bring him home. Reggie Don, the single. Yamazaki reaches on an error. Kalaz, sock bunt. Jordan Lawler, down. Mervis brings them both home. The Rockies finally have the breakthrough. It's 2-0. Can David get out of it? Yes, he can. 2-0 Rockies into the bottom of the 6th. Solometo still on, even though he's tiring. David continuing to do well. Baroa's on. Soto singles. Sposato double play. I mean, you could leave. Me personally, I leave David on until he allows a base runner. Given his energy levels, you could also say save him, bring in a reliever. But you got to get that relief choice right if you do it. What do you think, chat? 2-run game, top of the 8th. Keep or switch with Jim David until he runs into trouble. Looks like the word's going to be leave him. Okay. Reggie Don grounds out. Yamazaki flies out. Kalaz flies out. David gets out of it. Howard Wesley brought on. Leadoff single for Ray. You need 2 runs. Do you risk a pinch runner here? He doesn't have to steal. But do you risk the pinch runner? Do you even have a good pinch runner? I mean, 57 speed for like Arroyo and Naylor. Nothing too crazy. He didn't have too many speed threats, I'm pretty sure, that were even on the 40-man right now. Yeah, I mean, it's like you sub in Naylor or Arroyo and then bring in Dalton in the next half inning. Not worth. All right. Lux pops up. Rafaela down. Vladdy walks. With one swing of the bat, Spencer Steer can change this game. With one swing of the bat, Floyd Horton can change this game against Felipe Rivas. Floyd Horton gives Vancouver the lead, emptying the bases on the double. This team, man. Chavis grounds out. 3 outs away from stealing game 1. What pitcher was brought in? Greggy with the shout for Floyd. Unless you were talking about the other Floyd and Floyd Horton. A shout for Hope. It looks like Hope is going to get the call here. Hope's the guy. Lawler. Down. Mervis. Reaches on an error. And now is the time to watch, isn't it? You could argue we should have watched the bases loaded situation, and I was very tempted, but you know what? We try to save it for the 9th, because if it goes extras, it can be a very long game.
9th inning here with 1 away.
The 8-hitter Vaquero tying run at first. Strike 1 for Hope. Will the Athletics steal this game? No runs scored until the 8th inning.
And a pitch. Lux.
The second for 1. Vancouver takes game 1. The double play seals the deal. Vancouver steals game 1 of the World Series. There is no other way to put it. An absolute choke job for the Rockies. Floyd Horton, the hero, with a 3 RBI double with the bases loaded. As you get a look at the final numbers,
It was a low-scoring game.
the Rockies couldn't hold on. Jim David finally delivers. Any tips for getting the call up in order to the show? I don't want to sound like an ass, but playing well. That's really all you can do, is just play well. Sometimes playing well isn't enough, though, if you're on a team that has good depth in whatever position that you're in. So sometimes there's bad luck. What a game for Jim David, though, eh? What a performance. Game 1 goes to the Athletics. 3 wins away from a title. Outrageous. Game number 2. Who's it going to be on the mound here for this one at the Kingdom? Yuri Perez. I mean, Yuri's pretty much ready to go. I don't think you have any reason to go after Avi or even Baroa. Just rotate between those 3. That's the best thing to do. Dodgers starting pitchers. Oh, it's SP 207 home runs, 810 batting average, 35 shots last season, nothing. Dodgers. Yuri Perez is on. What a home run for Floyd Horton, by the way. His first career home run in the playoffs. Chavis starting to slow down a bit. You could really start to make the argument of getting Chavis out of there. Steer. And Steer is down the order right now. He is down the order right now. So is Vladdy, for that matter. And of course, Soto, no longer the worst average on the team. Spasato's still the best. 227 average for Chavis. It could be a good chance to give Slaughter another opportunity. Probably a good time to give John Slaughter another opportunity. I mean, he was your starter in that position. He is statistically better. So, game number 2 in the World Series. Yuri Perez on the mound. Has a hell of a performance from David to try and follow up. We have seen Yuri get into some trouble with base runners. He's done well to get out of it, though. Slow start for both teams. 2 on, 1 out. Reggie Dawn, bases loaded for Hiroki Yamazaki. Strikes out. Kalaz brings in 2 on the single. Rockies strike first. A defensive substitution, so an injury there for the Rockies. Interesting. Soto, Slaughter, Sposado on. 2-run shot. Gavin Lux has tied the game. What a frickin' player Gavin Lux has been for Chat's team here. My God. There was a defensive substitution there as well. I didn't see what the hell happened. Arroyo brought... I think Soto got hurt. Arroyo brought in and right. Juan Soto appears to be hurt. That's a cursed player right there. Jordan Lawler was hurt on the other side, by the way. Rafaela went out double. Steer down, Guerrero down. Yuri's tired after just 4 innings. Do you trust until there's a base runner? Or do you take him out for a long reliever now? A shout for Harmon. Going once on Harmon. Harmon's the guy. There you go. Chat was pretty decisive about that. Yamazaki singles. Kalaz brings him in from first. Colorado takes the lead. Christian Arroyo subs in for an injured Juan Soto and hits a solo home run. This team is unbeatable. 3-3. Slaughter the singles. Posado double plays. Gavin Lux goes down. You know, this team has almost as much heart as my Mermen, except they actually have the talent to do something about it. Spencer Steer gives Vancouver the lead. 4-3. Trouble here. Yamazaki walks. Bases loaded for Robert Kalaz. A walked-in run by Harmon ties the game. Do you trust, or is that it for Harmon? Kalaz earns the walk to bring Vargas across. Is it the time to take Harmon out, or do you trust? Soto pulled Antonio Brown and said, fuck it. Going once on Keep. All right, Keep or Santos? Keep or Santos? Going once on Santos. Going twice and sold. Gregory Santos is on. Fielder's choice, 1 down. Fielder's choice, he got out of it. Arroyo walks. Slaughter down. Sposado down. Lux goes down. Top of the 8th. Doughty's on. An error brings them over. Vargas, fielder's choice. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Reggie Dawn brings in the go-ahead run for Colorado. With 2 outs, do you trust or do you change? With Hiroki Yamazaki up at bat. What do you do, chat? What do you do? Trust is the word early on. Trust is the word. Yamazaki walks. Bases loaded for Robert Kalaz. Do you trust? Do you trust? Bases loaded. 2 outs. The Rockies up by 1. Game 2 of the World Series. A call for Elise. Another call for Elise. Will it be a Feliz Navidad? Elise is the guy. Kalaz versus Elise. And it's a walked-in run. 6-4 Colorado. Shout out to Simfork, by the way, for the 30 months. Been busy lately. That is all good. I hope everything's all right at the very least. I am well. No complaints at the very least. I'm a tired boy right now. It's only because I fell asleep early last night and I've been up since 8 a.m. But what are you going to do? He has to face Namala. Ground out. 6-4 Rockies. Wesley on. Ray down. Horton down. Rafaela walk. Spencer Steer is down. Mervis singles. Vaquero singles. Do you trust? 2 base hits. No outs. Top of the 9th in an already 2-run deficit situation. Do you trust, chat? Do you trust? What is the call? A call for Menard. Going once on Menard. Going twice on Menard. He's renovating while trying to move. I was there a few years ago. I totally understand. Guess what? You might not finish every renovation either before you move in. Torn between Menard and a trust. Who's it going to be or what's it going to be? Trust is the word. Doughty. Fielder's choice. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Webster strikes out. Vargas is down. Vladdy against Bertram Barrett. Singles. And from there, we will watch the tying run at first in the form of Christian Arroyo, who already has a home run this game after subbing in for an injured Juan Soto. A 1-0 series lead for Vancouver. This very Western World Series. Arroyo was brought on as a depth signing.
The other way.
Arroyo, it just hooks foul. Whew. I think we're finishing everything we want to because not everything worked as it should. I know the pain.
Next pitch is outside.
To this day, we still have a light switch that we have tape over because if you flip it, it turns off every light in the bathroom. Shout out to people in the 70s who built their own houses and thought they could do it all. Yeah. That's a base hit for Arroyo. The winning run, stepping up to the plate with no outs. Christian Arroyo. What a performance here in Game 2. Unbelievable. Michael Chavis brought on as a pinch runner. John Slaughter. 1 for 3 tonight, back in the lineup. Slaughter will at least advance the runners. Might as well have been a bunt. Tying run at second, winning run comes to the plate. The top hitter in this postseason for Vancouver. Out to the Sex Ghost. Well, you know. Gigantic moment in this World Series. Robert Sposato. Can the Spo be the hero? Oh, that looked like a legendary swing, but it's foul. Just 1 hit so far in this series.
With the winning run at the plate here in Game 2 of the World Series.
Sposato be the next legend for chat.
The shortstop takes the ball.
Pass ball misses high.
Well tonight, if his team can come through with the win.
The 1-1 from Barrett. Sposato, that was a bit weird. Fouls off another one, though. And he has been the most consistent hitter in this A's lineup.
Righty to the plate.
The 1-2. And he looks at a fastball. A rough at bat for Sposato compared to what you would expect.
Just put the ball in play
In fairness, we've seen real-life umpires call out a ball. Gavin Lux. Who else? But Gavin Lux. What a fastball. Perfect. As a home run in this game. He does it again. The Athletics are up 2-0 in the series. Sixteenth pitch from Barrett. Lux. Fly ball to center. The Rockies take game 2.
And the Rockies secure a big road win in game 2.
There will be no sweep in the World Series this time. The Rockies stay alive in this best of 7. A 2-0 deficit likely would have been insurmountable with the talent level that the A's have.
Here's one final look at the line.
We get a look at the final numbers there. Very, very close game. Arroyo had a great game, but biggest number is Yuri Perez. Only the 4 innings pitched. Chat didn't take him out due to necessarily like an extremely poor performance. He threw a lot of pitches in those 4 innings. Colorado did a great job of getting him out of the game early, and that proved to be the difference maker in that one. We head to game 3. We head to Coors Field. Will it be the great equalizer? What the hell is going to happen here? So again, you got to look at the numbers so far. Still on the side of Vancouver in the playoffs. Richie Christensen is back. 3-0 this postseason. Juan Soto is good to play, by the way. He will not be out full time. You guys are going to have to make some decisions here. Ray can certainly be in for Dalton. It's the best way to get Horton in because Arroyo was really good. I hate this. Well, Arroyo can play third. Then get Horton in there. That works. I mean, yeah, Arroyo should absolutely stay in the lineup after what he did for you guys in that last game. No denying that. No denying that at all. Let's see. In terms of optimization. Wow, Vladdy now with a 261. Not exactly pulling his weight here. It is still going to be Soto, though, at the very bottom. Coco, my handsome, handsome friend. Thank you for the 45 months on the tier 3, no less. Coco, we love you. How have you been? I hope you continue going to Japanese wrestling shows. I love following your Twitter for that reason. And I know you don't stream as much anymore, but everybody, go drop the man a follow. How's the baseball? Chat's kicking my ass no matter what we do. That's how it's going. It's game 3 of the World Series. 1-1 split. Chat's relocated Vancouver Athletics, representing Team North America, against Colorado. Walk for Lux. Ray drives him in. An early RBI double. And that is the thought. What will the Coors effect be? A single for Yamazaki. Runners at the corners. Bases loaded for Vaquero. And he grounds out. Dodge trouble early. 2-out single for Vladdy. Soto goes down. Leadoff double for Namala. Mervis down. Ortega ties this game. 1-1 through 2 innings. Spasado leadoff single. Fly out. Ray goes down. Rafaela goes down. Leadoff single for Don. Yamazaki down. Meadows down. Vaquero singles. Runners at the corners. 2 outs for Namala. Bases loaded for Matt Mervis. Fielder's choice. He escapes. Horton the 1-out double. Steer down. Vladdy down. Both teams wasting base runners. Good half inning there for Christensen. Yamazaki walks. Meadows down. Vaquero down. We're off to the 6th. Leadoff single for Ray. Rafaela down. Arroyo down. Horton on. Steer. Bases loaded. at Coors Field for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. against reliever Emmett Sheehan. And Vladdy strikes out. Christensen is tired. Chat, do you keep? It's risky to keep him because if this game goes to game 6 or 7, you need to take him out now to make sure he's got the energy to be there. But the bullpen, you never know. You called it the blow pen in the in the past. What do you do with Richie here? How far ahead are you thinking? Shouts for Menard. Shouts for Floyd. Going once on Menard. Twice for Menard. Sold. Menard's in. Single to Namala. Mervis back-to-back singles. Ortega down. Webster down. Vargas. Bases loaded for Reggie Dawn. Switch hitter. Do you trust? Gigantic pressure on Francis Menard. Do you trust here in the bottom of the 6th? Going once on trust. Going twice on trust. Trust it is. Dawn. He walks in a run. It's 2-1 Rockies. Do you trust? Reggie Dawn walks in. Yamazaki with the bases loaded. Going once on trust. Shout for Floyd. Going twice for trust. Sold on trust. Yamazaki strikes out. It worked out. Menard. 1 out single to Vaquero. Namala down. Mervis down to the 8th. Leadoff single for Ray. Rafaela down. Arroyo walks. Horton down. Spencer Steer down again. Ortega, leadoff single. That should probably do it for Menard based on the energy level. Bottom of the 8th. The Rockies looking for insurance before trying to close it in the 9th. Who's it going to be, chat? Who's it going to be? Hope, Santos, Hope. Going once for Hope. Going twice for Hope. Sold. 1 down. 2 down. 3 down. This is it. Vladdy against Bertram Barrett. Grounds out. Soto hit by a pitch. And we'll watch from here. 1 on, 1 down. In a 1-run game, who will take the 2-1 series lead? Robert Sposato is up against Bertram Barrett. Juan Soto at first. That's a great cutter. Sposato again has been tremendous. Can he deliver here? The mustache and all.
Right through there for a strike. Your base runner, you got to stay dialed.
That's a rough take. That's a really rough take. 0-2 to Sposato. Goes down on 3 pitches. Called strike on the high cutter. Wow. That is a strike. Down to their last out, Gavin Lux.
There's the swing.
Ooh, absolutely fooled on the curveball. And Juan Soto at first. The tying run locks the go-ahead run. The 0-1 fouled off down to their last strike here in Game 3. At Coors Field, of course, the sites of Games 4 and 5 as well.
Barrett is just one strike away.
Ooh, close. Great eye from Lux.
Right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
The 1-2 from Barrett.
And another ball.
High fastball doesn't go for it. Good waste pitch from Barrett. I love this chair, by the way. Finally had a comment on YouTube being like, hey, did you fart in this video? It's like, no, it's just this chair. Listen to this. Anyway, the 2-2.
2 outs. Spoils that one.
Lux fouls off another one. Gavin's staying alive. We've seen these long at bats often go to the hitter. Oh, but not this time. The Colorado Rockies have won 2 in a row and have a 2-1 series lead in the World Series. Soto hit by pitch and they stranded him. The Rockies 2 wins away from perhaps winning the World Series. But if we've seen anything this postseason, it's not over till it's over. But just 1 run scored. Christensen did well, but only made it through 5. That's another example of the Rockies doing a great job of extended at bats and getting Vancouver's starters out of the game fast. That has been the difference so far. And there's pretty much nothing you can do to stop that. It's just the vision of the other team. Now, the pitching rotation was asked about, by the way, in terms of like, hey, keeping track of numbers. Again, Avi England only has those 4 innings pitched. He got roughed up. He does have 6 strikeouts, but he got roughed up. Jim David, solid, not elite. His last start was really good. Yuri Perez, solid, not elite. Christensen obviously has been amazing. Juan Baroa, he's been okay. For the relievers, Harmon, he's been great. Howie Elliott's only had the 2 1/3 innings pitch, but he got roughed up big time. Cliff Floyd, solid. Menard, only 2 innings pitched, though. Morion, 1 inning pitched, he got obliterated. Santos, solid, through 7 2/3. Derek Hope, fantastic, through 4 2. And Elise, fantastic. You can't go wrong with those bottom 3, that's for sure. Game 4 of the World Series. It'll either be a 2-2 split or the Rockies will have a commanding 3-1 lead. It's got to be Jim David. Right? It's game 4. David, Perez, Christensen. That's it. And then David again for 7. You got to go with that 3-headed monster. I mean, you could risk it for England. There is also Baroa or one of the long relievers, Floyd or Harmon. They are both starters. You could go with Floyd or Harmon. They're at full stamina. But, man, I think if you have Jim David on that stamina level, the energy level, you have to go for it. So what do you think, chat? England, David, Baroa, Floyd, Elliott, Harmon. Who starts game 4? I mean, England has full stamina, but David's close. He also has 92 stamina. So his stamina drains a hell of a lot slower than Avi's. Harmon, David, Harmon. Going once on Harmon. David's tying it up. Harmon or David? Harmon or David? Going once on Jim David. Going twice. Jim David's the pick. We'll optimize the lineup as we've been doing. Slaughter's definitely going to be out for Chavis. Horton obviously has to be back in. Honestly, Horton's probably got to be back in, actually. Yeah. David's a good name. You would think that, wouldn't you? You would. 265 for Spencer Steer. Not amazing. 260 for Vladdy. Also not amazing. 219. Do you guys consider taking Juan Soto out for someone like Michael Chavis? Or even to give William Dalton a chance for the first time since the first round? Or do you leave Soto in? No home runs, 2 RBIs, and a 219 average in 32 at-bats. It, you know, again, it's been insane to bench him, but honestly, at a certain point, Jesus Christ, you know? He hasn't done anything for you. And he's not an elite outfielder. Chat seems to want to give Dalton another opportunity. So Dalton has no secondary positions. Ray can play first. All right, so this is going to be interesting. So Dalton goes to catcher. Ray goes to first. Vladdy goes to third. Arroyo goes to right. It's a pretty hefty change, to say the least. I'll just leave Sposato ahead of Ray because of the speed factor. Game 4. A gigantic game in this World Series. As David does a good job getting out of the inning. Steer with a 2-out single. Vladdy can't bring him home. Strikes out the side, does Jim David. Solo shot! And his return to the lineup, Billy Dalton. 1-0 Vancouver. Tyrone Ray with a 2-out single. Lux can't bring him home. But the catcher returns to the lineup and does some damage. 2 on, 2 outs for Reggie Dawn. And he ties the game with an RBI single. Yamazaki, it's bases loaded. You got to trust David to get out of this. He's a 2-time Cy Young winner. He's a 2-time Cy Young winner consecutively. This is where... Well, I tried to hit over and then hit Y. It's 3-1. I hit simulate half inning. I hit over and it didn't register. I wanted to see what Jim David's contract was. So yeah. Reggie Don ended up scoring. Kalas singled the left and brought in 2. 3-1 heading into the 4th. So David did not get out of that untouched. As Steer, 2-out single. Vladdy can't bring him in. 3-1 scoreline here. They got the Jim David in the last half inning, although right there he did really well. Sposato on. Ray can't bring him home. Webster on. Vargas down. Don single. Some trouble for David. Yamazaki down. Kalaz. Is that it for Jim David, chat? It's 4-1, 2 outs, 2 on. Are you bringing the hook for Jim David? It's not necessarily a horrific stat line so far, but it's going to get worse if they score more runs. A call for Harmon as the long reliever. Going once for Harmon. A shout for Elliott. We got shouts for Harmon. We got shouts for Elliott. Harmon it is. Matt Harmon gets them all out of there. Lux down. Horton down. Rafaela on. Steer singles. 2 on. 2 outs for Vladdy against Prelanda Baroa. Bases loaded with 2 outs for Christian Arroyo. Grounds out. That's tough. Mervis down. Vaquero down. Dowdy down. Bryce Wilson in for the Rockies. Posato's on. Ray, 2 on, 1 out. Gavin Lux, double play. Webster down. Vargas down. Dawn, 2-out single. Yamazaki flies out. We're off to the 8th. Still 4-1 Rockies. Rivas in, another pitcher. Horton with the leadoff walk. Rafaela down. Steer down. Vladdy doubles. 2 on, 2 outs. Christian Arroyo brings in 1. RBI single for Arroyo. 2 outs, runners at the corners for Will Dalton. Pops up. The lead's at 2. Kalaz down. Namala doubles. Mervis singles. Trouble for Harmon. 2 outs. Bases loaded for Norris Webster. Chat, do you trust? Before needing to score at least 2 in the next half inning, do you trust for Harmon to get that last out? Do you trust? Going once on trust. Trust it is. Webster brings in 2 on the single. 6-2 Rockies. I'm not going to believe this series is over until it's over because I still think your team's too damn good to fail. Call it a reverse jinx if you want. Again, I already said I don't care if I lose this one. I expect to lose. I lost the second I was stubborn and said, nope, we're not changing the rules. Call for Santos. Going once for Santos here. Going twice. Santos is in. Gets him out. They need 4 runs. Sposato against Vodnik. 1 down. Ray, 2 down. The Colorado Rockies have a 3-1 series lead in the 2032 World Series. 1 win away, and they could end it at home. I can't believe that. It is game 5. The number 1 team in baseball with 93 wins need to win 3 in a row and have to win this first one at Coors. Chat, who starts this game? Again, all the way down to Harmon, our starters. Who starts this must-win game 5? Who's it gonna be? Who starts this must-win game 5? Shout for Floyd. Another shout for Clyde Floyd. Going once for Floyd. Going twice for Floyd. More shouts for Perez. It's between Floyd and Yuri Perez. Still between Floyd and Perez for the moment. Actually, on the numbers, it's going once for Floyd. Going twice for Floyd. Clyde Floyd gets the start in game 5. Lineup-wise, it's a tough call. Flippity, yes it is. Obviously, you need Tyrone Ray in. You can base it off of the highest overall players available, or you can base it on performance. And that's up to you. If it was based on performance, then Slaughter, Chavis, and Dalton at the very least are down. I don't know where Soto... Obviously, he's further up in the lineup. I'm just saying I don't know what Soto's stat line looks like at this point. But I'll get you a look at what this looks like if you don't go off of overall. 219 for Soto. So Flippity, it's a different one there. Chat is in control of the relocated Athletics, and I relocated the Marlins in a new challenge. Chat's Team North America. I am Rest of World. So chat, that would be the lineup based off of performance. Do you want to go off of performance or the highest overall players getting the most opportunities? And honestly, you could debate Soto coming out for Chavis. Chavis has been better at the plate than Soto. Do you go performance or overall with the season on the line? Down 3-1 to the Rockies. So far, performance seems to be the way. Going once on performance. Going twice on performance. Votes to have Soto back in. Going once on this lineup. Going twice. Sold. Game 5. Game 5. Must win. Great start for Sposato. Chat, do you small ball it? We normally wouldn't ask this earlier, but do you small ball it just to get a run on the board? Or do you want to just have the swing away mentality and try to get as many runs as you can? Small ball seems to be the vote. Going once on small ball. Going twice. Small ball's the vote. Ray bunts him over. Steer brings him home. 1-0. Lux is on. Horton's on. Raffaello goes down. Leadoff single against Floyd. 2 on for Floyd. Don down. Yamazaki down. Nimala. He gets out of it. Royo singles. Soto down. Sposato singles. Ray RBI single. 2-0 for the Athletics. Steer into a fielder's choice. Leadoff double for Mervis. Meadows down. Another out. 2 on, 2 outs for Weston. And again, the Rockies strand base runners. 1 game at a time for Vancouver. 2 on early. Strikeout there. Namala with a 3-run shot. The Rockies take the lead. 3-2 through 3 innings. Soto strikes out again. Much better inning there for Floyd. Lux with a 2-run shot, and Vancouver regains the lead. The walk for Ray. Gavin Lux gives Vancouver the lead back. Yamazaki on. A little bit of trouble for Floyd. Namala. Bases loaded. Do you trust? Shout out to Pure Rockstar. What's going on? Chat, do you trust? Rockstar, thank you for the follow, by the way. Pinch hit for Soto at this point. He's had a bad game. Do you trust Floyd with 1 out to get out of it? Or do you turn it over to somebody else? This could be a winning decision or a season-ending decision. Oh, is it a terrible rename? Is that what happened? I'm intrigued. A shout for Perez. Do you play on console or PC? I'm on Xbox. I do have a PlayStation as well, but I still just prefer... I have a PC, obviously, too. I don't know. I prefer to play it on Xbox. Shouts for Santos. Going once for Santos. Terrible. You still killing the UFC streets? Let's see here. Santos is the guy. 1 out. Mervis. Fielder's choice. No run scored. Meadows. Grounds out. Santos gets out of it. Lead stays intact. Rafaela down. Guerrero out. Arroyo. Singles. Soto. 2-run shot for Juan Soto. Unbelievable. 6-3 Athletics. He finally did something. But I'm a good man. Hopefully you've been the same. I've been good. No complaints. Wish one of my teams could fucking do something on this game, but you know, that's my biggest complaint. I'm doing all right. We're off to the 7th. Not much happening there, though. Don't play games anymore? I don't blame you. Rafaela's on. Arroyo gets him over to third. Soto flies out. 3-run lead for Vancouver, trying to make sure this series ends back at home. Santos continuing to shut it down. Spasado on. Ray. Steer. Lux. 3 outs away. Do you leave Santos in? Or do you bring in somebody else? Santos has been outstanding. Outstanding. But do you leave him in? We got a split so far between trust and hope. A random shout from Menard. Leave him, but if he keeps up a hit, pull him. You heard the man. You heard the man. I think that's the move. It is going to be a trust. It was very close. But it is going to be a trust. Ortega. Singles. Well, there you go. Hope won the vote otherwise. Hope is in. Weston. Fielder's choice. Vargas. Out. Dawn. Hiroki Yamazaki. To the plate. The most infamous name in this franchise.
Welcome if you just joined us.
With a chance to tie the game.
John Shelby and Chris Singleton.
And perhaps still see a champion crowned here at Coors Field. It's a base hit for Yamazaki.
Coming home.
Runners going, and they fucked it up. The series goes back to Vancouver for Game 6. Why on earth would they run there? Hold at third. Winning run comes up to the plate. That is horrific. Wow.
Final look at the line score from this one, Chris.
Woo.
Run game and a couple of key
That is horrific, man.
Not much separates these two teams.
What a drastic
With the final score,
mistake.
6-4. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show.
Vancouver stays alive.
John Shelby. Talk to you soon.
A champion will be crowned. Away from Coors Field, it's just a matter of who. Unbelievably dumb decision to send that base runner. I can't believe that. That might have cost them the World Series. Wow. There is a chance that Chat wins it from here. And that decision to send that guy turns into a Marshawn Lynch-esque mistake. Game number 6 of the World Series. Was that Soto who threw him out? Left fielder Spencer Steer. Chat, you got to be honest. It's got to be Perez or Richardson. Whoever doesn't go here throws in Game 7. A shout for Perez. Another shout for Perez. He is the highest paid member. It looks like it's going to be Yuri Perez. Worst case scenario, you have Christensen or David to step in, and then the other one plays Game 7 if you make it. You wouldn't be able to really sub in Christensen here, though. It would be someone like David if you needed a long reliever or one of the other guys. Again, you got to look at the numbers here. Elise, Santos, Hope, Harmon have all been solid. Everyone else, their numbers are a little bit more up there. Yuri Perez is the guy. In terms of the lineup, Slaughter out for Horton. Get Arroyo in at third. Optimize from there based on performance. As Rafaela has tumbled down the lineup as this series has gone on. He went from the top 3. He went from hitting 3rd now down to currently 9th. We'll see if he stays there. Vladdy's at fucking 246. Jesus. Soto at 222. Not a good sign to see certain names down that far. Christian Arroyo has worked his way up to the 3 spot in the lineup based on his performance. Not ideal to say the least, but they are 2 wins away from winning the World Series. Let's see how it plays out. Game 6, win and there will be a Game 7, lose and the Rockies are champions. Yuri Perez gives up an RBI in the first inning. Yamazaki on the single. Early lead for Colorado. Spasato's on. Ray ties the game up with an RBI double. Arroyo down. Lux gives Vancouver the lead. 2 on, 2 outs for Rafael. Oh my God, there he is. 4-1 through the first. What a start. Are the Rockies going to dread that aggressive base running? Dawn on an error. Yamazaki grounds out. Horton's on. Steer goes down. Perez is dealing right now. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 5-1. Leadoff single for Vaquero. The Rockies need runs fast. Vargas. Bases loaded for Reggie Dawn. Double play. They're out of it. Barring a brutal collapse, this one's going 7. Rocky starter about out of the game. He is out of the game. Leadoff single for Yamazaki. Trouble again for Perez. Gets 1. Mervis gets another. Vaquero. A 2 RBI triple will end Yuri Perez's night. It's 5-3 Vancouver in the top of the 6th with 2 outs. Chat, who do you turn to? Who do you turn to? Big. A shout for Harmon. A shout for England. Menard, another shout for Avi England. Another shout for Menard. Avi England going once. Avi England is in. He walks Doughty. Webster. 1-run game. He has to face one more batter. Vargas. Bases loaded with 2 outs in a 1-run game for Reggie Dawn. We'll turn to Menard if you elect to take him out. Menard had a very close prior vote. Do you trust or do you go Menard? Menard it is. Can he get out of it against Reggie Dawn? Yes, he can. He struck him out. A is still up by 1. 2 on for Spasato, and he can't do anything. Kalaz singles. Namala. Mervis off to the 7th. Doughty singles. Webster down. Vargas down. Bottom of the 8th. Steer a 1-out single. Rafaela on an error. Vladdy with an RBI single at 6-4. Soto with an RBI single at 7-4. Bases loaded. 2 outs for Christian Arroyo. And he flies out. Do you trust Menard or do you bring in somebody else to close the game and force Game 7? Have the Rockies choked away a 3-1 series lead? Trust until they hit Symphoric. Take it easy, buddy. Trust is the word. Dawn. Out. Yamazaki walks. Shouts for Elise. Shout for Hope. Shout for Menard. Keep. We got to keep. We got Elise. Elise Morion. Another trust. Going once on Elise. Elise gets the chance to seal the deal. Kalaz brings in one. With game 7 on the line. Can the Athletics survive and win 2 straight? Ali is on the mound. Tying run at the plate in the form of Aryan Nimala.
Nimala up to bat next.
Or Nimala. I'd like to think he's Finnish. We're going with Nimala. Then again, if he was Finnish, I would have drafted him. So. Guaranteed. First round, first overall. F potential, don't care. F stands for Finnish. The 1-0 from Elise. Misses again. A victory secures game 7. A loss ends this season.
Righty delivers. And a pop-up.
Popped up behind first base. 2 down. Fair enough, Tim. I didn't know he was real. Blue Jay to Blue Jay then on that out.
Rockies down to
Matt Mervis.
Next for Colorado, Matt Mervis.
0 for 4 tonight. Can he save the day?
Swinging a foul straight back.
Change up foul. Said I wasn't going to believe this series was over until you guys were actually eliminated. This is why.
Big swing and a miss.
What a fastball there. Game 7 is of no surprise. There it is. There will be a Game 7 in the World Series. 2 straight wins for the Athletics. 1 on the road, 1 at home. There will be a Game 7 at the Kingdome. Gonzalez shuts it down. There will be 1 more game. As you get a look at the numbers there, the big bottom of the 8th to seal the deal for the A's. 1 more game to decide a champion. Yuri Perez gets the win. He did his job. It wasn't perfect, but it is a pretty ideal situation for chat in this Game 7. The hottest pitcher. I haven't been this excited since my dad came home after year 30. Vernon, don't you lie to us. We know that didn't happen. That's why you're here right now. Freaking 2 in the morning. Game 7 of the World Series. Chat wins here. Maybe we continue this. Maybe we go to another new idea that you'll kick my ass in, apparently. There's no doubt about it. Richie Christensen, undefeated in the playoffs, gets the start. A quick look at all the numbers here, though, in terms of who you might want to turn to in the bullpen. Who might you want to trust? Christensen's on. Lineup chat. Best overalls. Best performance. What do you want? Best overalls or best performance? Do you throw it to the heavy hitters that are supposed to be the leaders? Or do you go off performance? Performance is the call. Let's see here. We got Horton, Arroyo, Lux. Rafaela is down to the bottom of the order. 370 for Ray, 283 for Spencer Steer. 279 for Vlad. He did have a good game last game, though. 231 for Juan Soto, still at the bottom of the order. Sposato, Ray, and then Gavin Lux. Now up to the 3 spot. You wouldn't expect it, but there it is. Game 7. Gets no bigger than that. At home. Solo shot for Vargas. Hot start for Colorado. The only blemish. Leadoff single for Sposato. Ray down. Lux is out. Oh no, field destroys. Steer ties the game on an RBI double. Vladdy grounds out 1-1 after the first. Meadows walks. Vaquero singles. Trouble. Nimala pops up. Mervis grounds out. Frank Ortega grounds out. He's out of trouble. Rafaela, the 2-out walk. Soto grounds out. Nearly struck out the side. It is a pitcher's duel here. My God. Steer, leadoff single. Vladdy down. Arroyo walks. 2 on, 1 out. Floyd Horton. Double play. What a duel. Nimala down. Mervis down. Ortega down. Wow. 5 hits combined through 5. 1 out double for Vargas. Don can't bring him in. Yamazaki is down. This is insane. Ray leadoff single. Lux walks. Amazing opportunity, chat. Do you play small ball to try and take the lead? Do you play small ball? No outs, 2 on. Small ball's the call. Steer, bunts, Vladdy gives the Athletics the lead. Arroyo singles. Horton strikes out. 2-1 Vancouver through 6. Meadows down. Vaquero out. And a ground out there too. Rafaela against Wilson. Grounds out. Soto flies out. Sposato down. Christensen still looking good. Do you trust until he gets in trouble here in the 8th? He's allowed just 3 hits through 7 innings. Do you trust Christensen? Trust is the word. Mervis out. Ortega doubles. Is now the time for the change. Who's the change for? A shout for Santos. Hope, Santos. Santos going once. Santos and Hope deadlocked here. Going once for Hope. Going twice. Hope is in. It's Game 7 of the World Series. We're watching from here. We are watching from here. Colorado was 3-1 up in the series. They're down 2-1 with 1 out in the top of the 8th. But a runner on second. Derek Hope is in. Multiple time All-Star. Curveball in for strike 1. It's been a pitcher's duel. Ground ball gets through. Will the runner go? No, he won't. As the Rockies learn their lesson not to run on Spencer Steer. Tying run at third with 1 out. It's a big time hit there. AJ, it's Game 7.
Runners at the corners here, 1 away. So
Miguel Vargas.
That one finds
Big strike 1.
and it's 0-1.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground.
He's had a phenomenal game tonight, has Vargas.
They'll be pitching for a double play in this.
Can he deliver for his team yet again, or can Hope get out of this?
Lefty out of the
The 0-1.
at first and third.
Fouled off to right, a quick 0-2 count. Monty, at this point, there's no control. It's all up to the AI manager.
Keeps the at-bat going.
Fouled to right. Is it far enough? It's going to head out of bounds. Out of play, I should say. Who needs railings?
Get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
Would have been beneficial for them to have that knock go out of play. Hope misses on the changeup. First ball of the at-bat. 1-2. Popped up. It is going to be foul, though. Out of play again.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit.
Vargas trying to stay alive.
Driving runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
Pick off for Webster doesn't go.
And he's back. I think you want to get a one-way lead.
The Rockies again up 3-1 in this series. It's now game 7.
So you want to make sure that you can get
1-2 from Hope.
on the secondary lead.
Fouled off again by Vargas. Unbelievable. 9th pitch of the at-bat, is it? No. 5th, I think. Got him swinging. A gigantic strikeout for Derek Hope. An unbelievable wasted opportunity for Vargas there. Can't hit it into play for the sac fly. And it brings up the 3-man 0 for 3 tonight, Reggie Dawn. Takes strike 1.
He's a master at hitting fastballs.
He's had a rough game. The main men for Colorado.
Holding on to a 1-run lead here in Game 7 of the World Series.
0-1 from Hope.
And now it's even up.
Fastball low. It is Elez and Moreon.
Getting cranked up as well.
Moreon. I will not call him a moron. I don't think he's that dumb. He just had a bad game.
2-on,
The 1-1 from Hope. Hit to second. Diving effort. He couldn't field it clean. This game is tied.
It's not in time.
Lux couldn't make the snag. And the Rockies have tied it.
So 2 down.
Hiroki Yamazaki to the plate.
Yamazaki. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Wow.
Fans in the ballpark right now. You can
What a fucking series this has been.
Go ahead run at second here in Game
The
7.
1-0 to Hiroki Yamazaki.
Line to left.
Yamazaki. It hooks left.
Wow, that was close.
Trying to prove he deserves $30 million from me.
2 outs.
1-1. Yamazaki to short.
They get the force. They limit
And the Rockies limit the damage, but this game is tied heading into the bottom of the 8th.
across 1. Home half of inning number 8 straight ahead. We are tied 2-2.
Crazy game that only continues.
Bottom of the 8th. Now
Tyrone Ray, the catcher, has had a great World Series, leads off here.
very highly regarded defensively. Fun to watch him control stuff.
Bryce Wilson, he stays in.
Caller, good at framing, but it's that big arm that really
Ray
stands out.
pops up.
And that one is lifted
Center
in the air.
fielder coming in.
Meadows.
1 down.
Grab on the run.
Nothing instills more confidence in a team than a
First pitch swinging there.
great play like that on the run. They can feed
Gavin Lux could not make the play in the field, but could make up for it.
It's Gavin Lux.
Wilson the pitch, just misses on the sinker.
Colorado bullpen. Victor Vodnik getting ready to go. Baroa getting loose as well. One down, base is empty. There's a strike.
Circle change in there for a strike. Gigantic moments here. Game 7 of the World Series. 1-1 from Wilson. Doesn't hit on the fastball. Gavin Lux would love his chance at redemption. And could set Chad up for another World Series win. Locks, pops up. Third baseman gives chase. 2 down.
And there are 2 down.
PC or console? I'm on console. Xbox Series X at the moment.
So 2 down now, and
here comes Spencer Steer, the former MVP. Great game tonight so far. Has been pretty solid in the World Series. It's probably been his best round in the playoffs thus far. Wilson in there with the fastball for strike 1. Show's not on PC. Well, there you go. Maybe people are just like, yeah, foolish. There you go. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Caught me in 4K. We don't stream in 4K either.
That one fouled off.
Steer fouls it off. The 0-2. Spencer Steer.
And ball 1.
Woo!
That's awfully close.
Xbox Cloud, but not otherwise right. We don't got to get into the semantics of it, do we? The 1-2 from Wilson. Fouled off. Steer trying to stay alive.
And here it comes. Gets a piece there. We'll do
Fouls off another pitch. The Rockies desperate to get to the 9th without having the pressure on. Steer, another foul. Doing everything he can to stay alive in this at bat. A duel and a half between Bryce Wilson and Spencer Steer.
Got him looking.
And he looks at the circle change for strike 3.
And we are tied.
We head to the 9th. Tie game.
And we're back. And now the center.
Parker Meadows. Yet to record a hit in the World Series. Leads off.
Yeah, that's outside.
Fastball misses. Manager left Hope in as well.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Big cut. 1-1 count for Hope.
Next pitch inside.
Can't get him going on the fastball. 92 on the gun. The most gas behind that particular fastball.
Just trying to straighten him up a little bit so he doesn't.
Meadows again looking for his first hit of the World Series. Won't get it there. It'll be a 2-2 count. Hope would love a strikeout here early.
And another ball.
Be a full count for now.
Chase the pitch down and away.
Caro on deck.
Number 11 up next for the Rockies.
Full count to lead off man Parker Meadows. And Hope gets him on a great fastball. Tremendous placement. 1 down.
That 2-strike fastball nicely and just bunched him up on the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get around on it and catch it out front.
1 down.
It's a foul ball, and you know a lot of pitchers they really don't like working.
Meadows remains hitless.
Because they do not want to hit that batter, and when they've got him up against
That
the
brings up Vaquero. 1 for 3 tonight.
Right there.
Number 11.
Fastball in there for strike 1. Vaquero might have been a September call-up. Didn't play all that much. Sticks around.
Now fly ball.
Hits that one to right.
Soto really on his horse.
Soto makes... No, he doesn't make the grab. He missed it. And it's a double for Christian Vaquero. It looked like Soto had tracked it down. The go-ahead run on second.
Not trying to do too much, but still looking to drive it, and that's exactly.
Again, I don't even care if you guys win or lose here. The drama of this has been absolutely insane.
They look to take the lead at a critical point in this one.
Arjun Nimala.
And now Arjun Nimala.
Arjun Nimala. I'll get it right one of these times.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is
4 for 21. 3 RBI, though,
It's probably going to be
in the World Series.
really have to execute on the mound.
25th pitch coming up for Hope.
The pitch. Try to get him to chase on the change.
Changeup misses.
1 out. The go-ahead run is
Go-ahead run at second. for the Rockies.
Wouldn't chase that time.
2-1.
Wow, that was close. Wow, that was close. 2-1. Fouled off.
Instead of letting the hitter get his arms extended, tied him up a little bit, slightly up, slightly
Hope
in.
looking for another big escape here.
Runner edges away at
The 2-2.
That one the
Fouled off. No, it's hit into play. The Rockies are going to take the lead in the top of the ninth.
They take the lead.
Well, that at bat had a lot of pressure.
The camera cut made it look like it was fouled off.
It's got to feel good.
Arjun Nimala.
That pitch the opposite.
Namala. Whatever the fuck.
Francis Menard.
Francis Menard brought on
Close here, and this is
as the Rockies have taken the lead in the top of the ninth. Unreal. I swear I thought that was foul too.
Rockies.
A 3-2 lead.
And that one.
Right down the middle for Mervis. He couldn't handle it. I think we jumped in too early. We jumped in a tie game. 8th inning of the World Series. This game's not over.
Kicks and fires.
The 0-1 from Menard.
Pounding ball.
Foul to the right.
Rolls foul.
Soto had a brutal playoffs last year. Missed the ALDS this year. Comes back.
That one is
Controversial player. This one hit to right.
And in one hops the wall.
Can Arjun score all the way from first?
Relay throw.
Runner going home. And he's out. The score stays at 3-2. The Rockies' aggressive base running does not pay off, as it was the center fielder that made the throw, not Soto. That was Rafaela. Just gets him. Still only 2 outs, but the lead stays at 1. The 9-hitter Frank Ortega with a runner at second. That is a huge moment for the A's. This one hit to right. Soto has that one. And somehow the lead stays at just 1. Heading to the bottom of the ninth. That could have been so much worse. Bertram Barrett, the reliever of the year, brought on to try and secure the title for the Rockies. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. leads off.
We'll see what he's got here.
As he turns on the rubber, with that good line.
First pitch from Barrett misses on a fastball. The power throughout this lineup. Vladdy looks at a changeup for strike 1. Barrett delivers. Guerrero fouls off. That high four-seamer. It'll be a 1-2 count. Been Soto and Guerrero's team for almost a decade. Guerrero to the hot corner. 1 away. A great grab by Webster. Christian Arroyo, who was not expected to be in this lineup, but stepped in due to other underperforming players, has done well. Arroyo to third. First pitch swinging. The Rockies are 1 out away. They had a 3-1 series lead. The Athletics forced Game 7, and it comes down to Floyd Horton to keep the World Series alive.
To really be aggressive getting around the base paths. Trying to keep good speed.
Right down the middle for strike 1.
Pretty rare location right there, right down the middle. This guy paints.
Barrett again, the reliever of the year.
See that pitch again as a hitter.
Trying to seal the deal. 7th pitch. Rough cut.
Amazing to me how many closers in
0-2 down to their last strike. Fouled off by Horton. Horton wasn't expected to be a big part of this team either, but a trade mid-season moved him into the depth roll. The Colorado Rockies have won the World Series in 7 games. What an unbelievable series that was.
Game 7 of the World Series,
And this series continues
Knowing that this is it. This team
from 3-1 up to Game 7.
and it's fitting.
The Rockies win it
Special series.
as Vancouver burns yet again. Jesus, that was insane.
As we see some of the final moments and reactions in this World Series.
What
clinching game.
happens next for the A's after this?
And now let's go down on the field where they're set to present the
Wow.
Commissioner's Trophy to the World Series champs.
The Colorado Rockies. Not the first time we've seen them win a World Series on MLB The Show 24. They get it done. In 2032, the Rockies are champions.
Outstanding crew.
Their first ever
Jambi.
franchise title.
Series on MLB The Show.
Wow. I don't even know what the hell you can say to that. Just what a... I don't want the highlight reel. I wanted the replay vault. It was... Was it Mervis on the double to center? Okay, please lock onto the ball. Okay, that was the one where Zidane threw him out. Man, I mean, there were a couple of plays. This was the first real problem. The spike into the ground, Lux off the glove. Off the wrist, it looks like. Chest couldn't secure it. That set him up. And then it was the Nimula hit as well. Crazy. Crazy, crazy turn of events. Plays lock onto the ball. Wasn't even that one. Tega lined out to right. Oh, struck out. What was the Soto play? It's the one before. Oh, that's right. It was the Vaquero double to right. You're right. That's right, because there was no official error on it. For some reason in my head, I'm like, yeah, there was an error on that, right? Lock onto the ball. I mean, this is what changed the game right here. Soto got a bit of a late jump off the bat. Oh, but he just missed it, man. He just missed it. He got a bit of a late jump. But this is a play that'll be remembered forever. Just missed it. The World Series goes to the Colorado Rockies in 7 games. I don't even know what you can say to that, you know? A sweep of Tampa, a 7-game set against Baltimore, and then a 7-game set against Colorado. Tyrone Ray won playoff MVP for you guys. I mean, a 370 average, no home runs, 7 RBI. But the World Series MVP, Robert Calaz, 8 RBIs on a 462 batting average. And that's that. A look at the final numbers for the team here. In terms of the starters, Richie Christensen, again, was outstanding. There's no other way to put that. He was absolutely phenomenal. Yuri Perez, I mean, for a guy making $20 million, technically 28.5 this year, you'd want better numbers from him. You'd want better numbers from the 2-time Cy Young winning Jim David as well. They're not atrocious, but they're not elite like you would want them to be. Again, Yuri's getting paid that much. Jim David's got one more year on a cheap deal, and then he's going to want the earth and the moon. Same for Richie Christensen. You could argue this upcoming season is the last real chance before you got some tough decisions to make financially. And even then, there might be others. Harmon was solid. Baroa only got the 6 innings. He was all right. Howie Elliott got lit up in those innings. Avi England obviously didn't do particularly well. In terms of the relievers, Santos was fantastic. Morion, not so much. And then Derek Hope, even though he got charged with the worst loss you can end up with, he did very well. So did Elise. Tyrone Ray completely outplayed William Dalton. Maybe not completely. By the end of it, Dalton did pretty well because of the slugging. But I mean, yeah, Ray for the on base and the average. You know, it's tough to sit a guy with a 360 average. You know, both did all right, but Ray was the better one to go with. Vladdy, he cooled off. He cooled off as the playoffs went on. It's still good, but that's not $26 million, 97 overall good for Vladdy at the end of it. Chavis by the end of it, too. Obviously, you guys took him out. He only ended up with 22 at-bats. Gavin Lux, defensive error aside, he was solid. It's just one bad play at a bad time. Christian Arroyo, I mean, did well. Who the hell would have thought he would have earned himself that much time? John Slaughter obviously only got the 20 at-bats. He was struggling. He lost his spot to Arroyo. Sposato still did very well, but cooled off as the playoffs went on. But yeah, he still did very, very well. Spencer Steer, just 1 home run. Not good enough. It's like solid numbers, but for a former MVP, making $10 million this year before a 2-year extension kicks in. Really a 1+1. Not ideal. Center field, Rafaela and Horton. They were both okay. You know, they were both okay. I mean, you expect more out of Rafaela to be able to outperform Horton by more than what he did. You know? At least Rafaela brings the defense, though. And then there's this guy. $28.5 million. He has a player option as to whether or not he's going to want to come back. I know chat's probably hoping he opts out. That is 2 straight postseasons of nothing but underperformance. 6 walks, 15 strikeouts. In terms of OPS, which isn't everything, he was only ahead of Michael Chavis and John Slaughter. He was behind Christian Arroyo, Floyd Horton, Tyrone Ray, William Dalton. I mean, he was the weekend, the weak point of the team at the end of it. Just a crazy, crazy way for that season to end. Neither of us lost any players to retirement. Freddie Freeman goes into the Hall of Fame. A .299 career average, over 400 home runs. And, yeah, some big decisions to be made this season, this off season, for both of us, really. But it's all eyes on chat as the team that is a hell of a lot more likely to win something.